Hi guys, I'm Dave the Awesome.
And I'm Rockin Randy.
We're filling in for Justin Barlow, so what we're going to be doing...
Who's off this week?
He's off this week, so what we're doing is we're going to be combining our post show with the preview show.
2 for 1, you lucky dogs, you.
You usually have to pay double for that kind of action.
Let's start with the results.
So what happened, we started out with the implosions of the Zeros. 0-1 taking on 0-2.
Hey man, I was impressed with that matchup.
It was a fantastic matchup. I believe 0-2 came out on top on that one after hitting the senton bomb from the corner.
Beautiful senton bomb. I didn't know he had it in him.
It was fantastic. It was great to see him pull that one out. After that, we saw Crosby versus the world exclusive Matt Vine.
Those guys have met before, you know, and I remember those matches until I saw that one tonight.
Yep. And so
let's not forget the stakes were much higher than when they've met before, and those guys sure performed, both of them, like the stakes were high.
This is true. You know, the stakes of this heavyweight tournament are just insane. You know, everyone was worried because we had a lot of guys with only with one loss. So one more was going to knock them right out of the field. So
and tonight was the night that we finally started to eliminate.
So Matt Vine comes out on top of that one, eliminating Crosby from.
Matt Vine comes out on top of that one with this big swing and neck breaker. I forget what he calls it, but it was an impressive move. Only after Crosby went for the cutthroat thriller, which is his version of a neck breaker, Vine hooks the ropes.
Yep. So a little bit of cutting gets him into the final rounds of the PPW World Heavyweight Champion Tournament.
Yes, Matt Vine advances, like him or not.
So after that, we have a returning Texas Pete coming fresh off his ankle injury to face
Victor. And I wouldn't even say fresh off the ankle injury because he did. They did clear him to wrestle 2 weeks ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
He tweaked it. That's why he wasn't here last week and against doctor's orders. Again, in conjunction with this title tournament and the high stakes, he went out there anyway.
Yep, he went out there and performed. And unfortunately, tweaking that ankle, I mean, there's not much Nestra, could do. I mean, you can't just stop right there. You know, the match must go on. And it looked like, Texas Pete really wanted to keep going with that. And unfortunately, he lost via pinfall.
He lost via pinfall, and Nestra had no other choice after showing him some respect and Texas Pete commanding some respect to the fans to like. He had to hit him with that reverse Japanese sunset flip. Boom, 1, 2, 3.
So with Pete injured during it, there's not much else you could do except for give him a replacement. So we had to look at the PPW roster, people who had not been in the tournament, to fill in for his spot. Whoever it was going to be at a handicap of a loss already because of Texas Pete's loss tonight. And who did you select from the PPW roster?
And that's the thing, like you said, most guys it would have been a handicap.
Right,
because he's coming in and he's already credited one loss that was not being responsible for his own actions.
This is true.
But Will the Beast, who's twice the size of anybody in this area in the wrestling industry, at 385 pounds and 6'4", took Texas Pete's spot in the card against one
Scott Colton.
Unbelievable. The little engine that could.
So Scott Colton had an intermission period to figure out what was going on. And not even that, because here, what's nice at the Premier Studio is you're going to get a lot of these guys interacting with you during our intermission periods. Yep. Everyone's starting to come down and kind of relax and everything, but our guys are coming out and making sure they're interacting with you. So great experience for your kids. Make sure you're bringing them because they have a lot of fun with this. So Scott really didn't have a lot of time to prepare.
I would say no time. I think I might have said on the onset of seeing Pete tweak his ankle, you might have to wrestle Will the Beast tonight if this guy can't. So, I mean, he may have 5 minutes to prepare.
This is true. So, and you can tell, Will dominated the first, I'm going to say 2/3 of that match. I mean, there was nothing that Colton could do.
You're being
headlocks.
kind.
Oh, I'm being very kind. Headlocks, arm locks, he's figure four and everything he could figure four. No matter what he did, Will was throwing him in the corners, out of the ring, everywhere. It was just
the size difference. What would you expect? The thing that fans didn't expect, and I didn't expect, even knowing Colton, was that little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. He never gave up. He never stopped fighting back.
This is true. So he finally gets Will into a spot in the corner.
When pure instinct took over, because there's no way in God's green earth Colton even knew where he was at that point.
Nope. He just happened to reverse something, take it into the corner, go right over Will. 1, 2, 3.
Amazing. What do they call it? The sliced bread, but this was off the top, using the 385 pounds against him.
This is true. So I don't know about Texas Pete. but I would be worried if I were him, having put Will to be in such a position. It was great that Will got into the tournament, but that handicap of that loss, man, that's something that you got to kind of watch out for in the upcoming weeks.
Exactly. We don't know which way he's going to go.
Anyway. So that takes us to our main event, which was Irish Andy Anderson versus the 5-tool player Chase Gosling.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I keep saying it, but this roster of PPW keeps topping themselves. I enjoyed the shit out of watching that match. Gosling and Anderson was a joy to watch, and I've seen it all.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, and you're not the only one. You could hear it from everyone, ringside to the back. It was just
the emotional connection that these fans have to Irish Andy Anderson is just unsurpassed.
Yep, this is true. So no matter what you tell Andy, though, no matter where you tell him, it's before, after, during, you cannot explain to him the rules.
I would definitely say if there was anybody that fits that old Frank Sinatra song "My Way" in PPW, it would have to be Andy Anderson. But I think that's his charm.
I know, but he's pinning guys with their shoulders facing the other direction. He's pinning guys on the outside of the ring. He's even bridging on the backs of guys trying to pin them. There's nothing you can do to tell him how to just pin a guy.
I'll give you that. He's gone, but damn, he is definitely worth the price of admission.
You couldn't tell him how to open his fist last week. I mean, there's nothing he's doing. He hit the ref last week. I mean,
he's unpredictable as they come. All right, what are we going to see this week?
What happened? How did that end? How did that one end?
How would you think it ended? Andy Anderson again eliminated himself. After multiple warnings for low blows below the breadbasket, the referee had no choice once Andy took it too far and got carried away again, but to throw that match out and disqualify Andy, and he eliminated himself.
This is true. I would say it was
it was fun to watch.
It was mostly Anderson's fault, but I think that ref had a little bit of a bias going into that match after Andy's popped his nose a couple times.
Either way, it's too bad you weren't there to see how Andy handled that situation. After there may be some fines involved, but I don't think Andy cares about that either. Okay, this Saturday night Woodstock.
So we've had a tournament go over quite a few weeks now. We've had all sorts of different venues that we've been trying to tell everyone.
At first it was, I get a text message from Malad Akbar, and I knew that he had some nagging injuries. But the first thing that happens when this guy seems to be at the peak, and you get a text message like that he's finally got to take that time off to heal up, is panic.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's panic. But damn it, if you talk about taking lemons and turning it into lemonade and the fans enjoying the ever-loving crap out of it, I mean, this is a great opportunity for the fans and an even greater opportunity for this PPW roster.
I'm going to tell you right now, this roster has not put on the quality of matches that this tournament has produced. I'm telling you, these guys smelled gold, and they all knew, what it took to get there. So we bring it down to the Final Four.
The Final Four.
So there's an interesting little thing about this Final Four, the way that you set it up. So we didn't have a traditional tournament bracket. We had a second chance tournament.
Yes.
So the guys were allowed a second chance back in.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a bracket, but you got to choose the matchups, and you did something quite unique with the Final Four and pairing them up.
I tell you, I forgot. So why don't you go ahead and spill it?
So you've got your Final Four are Scott Colton, Anestra, Chase Gosling, and Matt Vine. So you would think naturally, you'd put Colton with Vine or Anestra with, Chase Gosling.
Okay, something I didn't even realize I was originator. Here's what I do, and this is what happens. I think to myself, as a fan, what do I want to see?
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm going to be entertained and intrigued by, and if they bring their A game, a Chase Gosling versus Matt Vine. With the stakes high, I don't think that there's going to be butt games and mustache rides. I think I'm going to be stimulated by seeing those two a-holes compete against each other in a match with high stakes, so therefore I think the fans will.
I'm interested to see how low they'll go, honestly, because, no matter what you do, those guys want the gold. You see it in their eyes. There's nothing. These guys have been partners. They've been tagging, putting each other's hair on the line, all this madness.
It's going to make for an interesting matchup.
It's going to make it certainly interesting. But the one that I'm excited about is seeing Scott Colton versus Anestra.
I am too. folks, if you could see the way that these two guys have worked together and worked hard and probably been the most consistent turnouts at the PPW training facility and worked together, worked against each other and tagged up, and they do their drills and they work out together and they go over their takedowns together and they amateur wrestle and they trade moves and they trade holds. They've both been about heart. The way they've been there for each other with that heat between themselves and the axis of ego, Vine and Gosling has been impressive. And they've done some amazing things in the professional wrestling industry for guys that size. Yep. Amazing things over the last year. So, I thought it would be entertaining as all hell to see brother versus brother.
This is true. So I'm going to tell you, no matter what happens, no matter all the outcomes, a champion will be crowned.
A champion will be crowned, and I think that particularly unless you're facing Scott Colton is really going to be something for the ages when it comes down to a show and test of heart.
Yeah, but like I said, 4 guys, all great competitors, all guys that were standouts at the academy, and you're going to see just phenomenal action in the ring. And like I said, you're going to see a guy who has not won the title get his fair shot at it.
Yeah, because it didn't seem like anything was going to happen to dethrone Akbar, so this has been a great thing. Now, in addition to those 2 matchups that we mentioned, for the title, that same night, this Saturday night, the winners of those 2 matches are going to face off against each other.
And that's how we're going to crown that champion. So, I don't know about you, but we have the pre-sale going on right now, where if you buy the tickets at premierprowrestling.com/tickets, you get the free upgrade to the ringside seats, and that's where you want to be. Because I'm going to tell you right now, these guys, when whoever wins the belt, you're going to want to be there. You want to remember that moment when Malad Akbar's championship becomes, one of the students' titles.
Exactly, and it's going to be interesting to see who shows up this Saturday night, because I know there's a buzz around with former PPW guys. Because the stakes, they want to see this thing, and they've still got an emotional investment in there. On the card, Will the Beast will be returning. Crosby will be returning. A match signed that I don't even think you know about. Irish Andy Anderson is going to face Marcus the Science Smith. That I can't wait to see either.
That one's going to be phenomenal. It's just going to be a fantastic card. Like I said, make sure you get your tickets ahead of time. I already know we were talking to everyone tonight. It was just something where you can't wait to be there. A new champion will be crowned, and it's no other place that I'd rather be than here at the Premier Studio.
We'll see you Saturday night.
Woodstock, we'll see you.
God bless.